Real quick, before we jump into this episode, we are giving away a free pair of AirPods. All you have to do is head to our Instagram and follow the details there. It'll be on the pinned post. And our Instagram is ColossUsFit, COLOSSUSFIT. There's no strings attached. You can enter as many times as you want, and we can't wait to see you over there on our Instagram. Now into the episode. Welcome to the Fit, Healthy, and Happy podcast. I am your coach and host, KG, here with
his other coach and his other co-coach, Josh.
We are so happy to have you here. Josh, what are we going to be talking about today?
So it's been a while since we've done a sleep episode, and that last episode we've done, I've referred to my clients countless times, and anytime someone DMs me with a sleep question, I'm like, hey, I'm happy to answer on the podcast, but definitely listen to this one if you haven't seen it already. And I feel like my sleep knowledge has improved more and more, and I just really wanted to make an all-encompassing guide on how to have the best sleep possible. Even myself, as someone with 2 under 2 right now and a newborn, I'm doing everything I can to still control me having a great sleep. And a lot of things are out of my control in terms of like when I wake up, but I do have some control as to when I get to bed, what I do during the day. And I just want to give you my best tips here. And one thing I really wanted to include with this is, all too often you'll hear you need 8 hours, you need 8 hours, but more important than duration is quality. I want to show you how to get a deeper, better, more restful sleep. And also if we can get that duration as well, we will take it. But these tips are going to give you such a better edge in life in terms of having more energy during the day, feeling more well rested. While you're sleeping, your body will produce a lot of your growth hormone. It'll help you feel amazing. Like there's just countless benefits to it. So I really wanted to make a dedicated all-in-one resource that I know you'll enjoy, totally free. And once again, there's a lot of tips in here that will probably help you. There's probably areas you're doing great, areas you need to improve, but enough of my ramble. What's number one, Kyle?
Number one is simply having a set bedtime and a set wake up time. So I would argue that this is probably the simplest tip, but the hardest thing for a lot of people to follow. And, you know, there's a lot of temptations out there, right? There's different TV shows. I'd say that probably social media, scrolling, Netflix, like these are probably the biggest culprits for affecting your overall bedtime. And then also wake up time. There is a snooze button. Unfortunately, I wish they were all disabled, and I'm pretty sure there's a way to do that, but I have no issue with it. I keep my alarm clock across the room, so as soon as it goes off, I have to get up and turn it off. That's another story for another day, but this is something so many people struggle with. And if you can allow yourself to just have a consistent bedtime and wake up time, it'll just hold you accountable, and it's just so much easier to get a solid night's sleep, no matter what factors take place, no matter, you know, if a crying baby, like, you know, just some sort of weird wake up, like this alone is something you can absolutely control, and it is very, very underrated. And I highly encourage you incorporating this into your sleep routine.
Yeah, and like Kyle, I love how he said it's the easiest and the hardest thing. Actually having a schedule makes it easier to follow. If you just go to bed whenever, some days it's 10, some days it's 4, you're already toast. Same with when you wake up. The more normal it can feel, the more natural it'll be for your body to say, okay, I'm getting tired. And just, I mentioned before, I go to the gym at 9:30. I itch to go to the gym at 9:30, even if I'm not going to the gym that day, because it's what I know, it's what's common, it's what's habit for me. And with sleep, by actually aiming for this, it's going to be way better. And all too often, we'll just have a consistent wake up, which is a good start, but a consistent bedtime helps a lot as well. And that's not to say there won't be nights where you get to bed later, but the goal is to do this most of the time. And by having a set bedtime, you can actually go ahead and axe the wake up time if you go to bed early enough. A lot of people will prefer to go to bed early because they know they'll naturally wake up before the time they need to be up. And that can be an amazing feeling, being able to lose that morning alarm clock. This isn't realistic for everyone, and most people may sleep through it, but when you're actually rested, you'll find it's very easy to get out of bed. Whereas when you're feeling really tired and sleep deprived, that's where you're going to hit snooze. That's where it's going to be really hard to actually get over that flinch and get up. But having a set bedtime routine in terms of timing and morning wake up routine is the best place to start. Doing this, I find, will fix 9 out of 10 people's sleep problems for the most part, but we're going to get into some other incredible tips. So next up, as I mentioned, a great sleep doesn't just start at nighttime with this routine. A good sleep will start during the day. So some key things here are obviously aiming to get some morning light exposure. Huberman is big on this. You probably heard him from it a million times. I think he advocates directly looking into the sun, which is a little bit interesting, but nonetheless, even for me, making a point to get out on a walk every morning, just be in nature and just even open a window, look outside of it. By feeling that light on your skin, it's amazing what it can do for you. And they've actually done studies where they've had people sleep in a dark room and they've shined a light on them, a tiny little light, and they've actually noticed an effect on people's quality of sleep. So light is a very, very powerful indicator to us that it is indeed day and that we should be up and active, and night is a time we should start to go to bed. And that's where, on the flip side, I do like to be outside when I can around sunsets, because it naturally signals to your body, okay, it's time to wind down, the day is ending, it's time for you to rest and recover for a new day. And just the same with getting that morning sunlight, that red light is a fantastic way to start the day, to charge you up, and also to get some vitamin D there, which is phenomenal. Past that, a great sleep can be achieved when you're actually fatigued and tired. Think to the last time you've done something immensely hard, you've absolutely crushed it, and you've just been so exhausted you just want to find your bed and crash. By actually exercising, by working our bodies, it's going to want us to sleep more. And this is a big part of us contributing to our sleep. If you're looking at screens, not moving, it's going to be very hard to get to bed because you're going to be restless. Past that, a healthy diet and obviously not having indigestion issues, eating good quality foods, this is going to put you in the best position to have a great sleep. And another big one is stress management. If you are stressed and you are overwhelmed and there's a million things going on, this is not going to help you. This is going to mess you up. And one thing I like to work away from this, if you're someone who ruminates and just at night you just think over a million things and your mind will not turn off, try journaling right before bed. Try a meditation. I prefer the journaling route because when I have a million things, I like to kind of take that time to be like, okay, I got to write down what I got to do tomorrow. I got to write down my thoughts. I just get it all out of my head on paper so you're not worried about missing it. And I find that really clears my head and puts me in a good place to have a sleep. Nighttime meditations can have the same effect, and they can be absolutely fantastic for that. And then my last tip for a good sleep start during the day is to limit or stop naps. So even sleep experts, when they do advise a nap, they'll say for a smaller period of time, but it comes at a cost because it'll take away some of that fatigue you'll feel towards the night where you can have a big, deep sleep. And everyone is so different in this regard. Some people do a lot better with naps, some people do a lot worse. And this is a very nuanced situation, but whereas people will feel really rested from a nap, they'll have a harder time falling asleep at night and they'll have a worse sleep at night. So it comes at a cost. Whereas when you let that sleepy, drowsy feeling build out throughout the full day, it makes it a lot easier for you to go down quicker and have a bigger restful sleep in that bigger chunk of time that we really want to dedicate that time to. So doing this work during the day, it can seem a little time consuming. Yes, there are a lot of different pieces to it, but these are all things you should be mindful of that will greatly help you with your sleep.
I love that. And I'm just going to jump into the importance of having some sort of wind down routine. Now, this will look different for each person. For some people, that journaling will be very important. For some people, it's going to be taking a nighttime bath just to, get some heat exposure and just allow yourself to chill out from a stressful or intense day. I know a lot of times people have some adrenaline pumping from a workout. If they work out from 8 to 9 p.m. and they need to start to unwind, your body will crave consistency. And when it starts to sense that you're winding down, you'll start to feel sleepier and you'll just end up having a higher quality of sleep. Now, for me, I've tried a number of different things. There are times where I do feel the need to potentially get some things on paper, to meditate. I think I've just noticed that simply reading a book on my Kindle has just been the greatest thing. It allows me to get sleepy. It kind of indicates, okay, Kyle, it's time to get ready for bed. And that's what works best for me. But I do think that once you have that routine, it starts sending signals to your body, to your mind to, okay, let's chill out a bit. It's time to start to fall asleep. And it definitely helps with having a higher quality sleep and just giving yourself those signals.
Yeah, just creating that routine of like, I'm going to calm down here. I'm going to do less intense things, as Kyle mentioned. Even for me, I just like to read, take some time to stretch. You can even tidy up the house and reset for the next day. Like, that's one of my favorite ways to go about it. And just limiting those things that fire you up. Like, even if we're playing like poker with the boys, I get dialed, I get fired up, and I will need to do something past that to sleep. And it's actually better to have this wind down than to try to force sleeping. Because if you just go from being absolutely like fired up, like maybe watch your favorite sports team, and then you go lay to bed, time to sleep, it's not going to work very well. You got to do something to bring yourself down to actually feel tired and let yourself fall asleep. So this is a really big tip. And even perhaps it might be past that bedtime of when you want to go to bed, but doing this you'll find will help you out quite a lot. I've mentioned this before, but the 3-2-1 rule is a very easy rule to follow for sleep quality in general. So 3 hours before bed, you'll actually stop eating food. 2 hours before bed, you'll stop drinking water. 1 hour before bed, you will stop blue light. Doing this will greatly help with the sleep deepness and quality. Once again, I'm not saying you do this perfectly every single day, but try to make this a theme in your life, and you will notice this helps quite a lot.
Yeah, and really what Josh said is like, a lot of times simply taking that approach to like being as best as you can with that. And I want to stress that as well, because I was someone who I just had the worst quality sleeps. I remember a lot of times it was like a lot of these simple tips I just wouldn't follow. I remember back when I would go to bed after 1 a.m. and then I would be getting up at 6 because I would just be like ready to tackle the day. And then it was just like, it wasn't working for me, you know, or I would try to do all these things perfectly. And it is really about being the best you can with all these. And I think it makes such a big difference. Even just, the caffeine cutoff time, like I would have some sort of caffeine at like 5 or 6 p.m. And then although I was able to fall asleep, you don't realize how much it's actually affecting the quality of your sleep. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I can have coffee right before bed and I sleep like a baby, but you don't realize that the half-life of caffeine is actually going to be a long period of time. And although you may say that you're going to get a good quality sleep, I can promise you that it'll be much higher quality if you just simply avoid it. And I do really try to cut it off around 1 p.m. is like my max cutoff. Today I pushed it a bit. I was like 1:30, but living on the edge for the podcast here. And it makes such a big difference. And I wanted to mention that as well.
Yeah, this is a big one. And even just anything that's going to actually be a detriment to your overall sleep quality, and caffeine is the biggest one. Obviously, alcohol, just the same. It's hard because most alcoholic activities are at night. This is greatly going to impact the quality of your sleep. And like I said, it's the deepness. It's not, as Kyle said, whether you can get to sleep. It's the actual deepness and quality of it. It's like me saying I could do a whole workout on my phone, scrolling Instagram nonstop, be on that adductor machine. I'd be that person just scrolling and doing the adductors. It's not going to be great. I'm going to get way more just being fully intentional and really locked in. And that's where these will actually really limit the deepness of it. So this is a big one. Another little bonus tip, something I've been doing, is supplementing with magnesium. Magnesium has a lot of benefits towards sleep. And I've actually been using a magnesium 3 and 8 in the morning to actually just kind of help with alertness, and something I've been taking every single day. And then at night, I'll aim to, after my last meal, to actually supplement with magnesium glycinate. I think I probably butchered that, but I can put it in the show notes so you can get it properly. Definitely not a chemist here, but I definitely recommend looking into that as well, because that has been absolutely fantastic for me.
Yeah, I think this is something Josh started recommending like years ago, that I think the next tip here is the sleep environment, which is what I'm trying to get at. Is it makes such a big difference, and it's very, very, I guess you could say like low cost. Like you don't really need to do a whole lot here. It just takes a little bit of upfront work, but so many different benefits between just having a cool, quiet, and dark space. Like having blackout curtains. I've just always loved using a sleep mask. I don't know what it is. I think naturally I started using it, and it's just, I find really helpful for myself to, make sure that it's a dark space. Even cool, Josh has a note here. It should be between 65 and 68 degrees for a comfortable room temperature for overall sleep quality. And these are things, once again, that just require you to, be consistent with it. It doesn't require a ton of upfront work, not really a whole lot of discipline, just making sure it's cool, quiet, dark, making sure there's no lights just shining at you. Like you'd be surprised how big of a difference it makes. And I'm sure some of you have gone into once you get used to doing all this stuff, like I'll go into a hotel room where it's just like not the most optimal space, and I'm like, oh, I've got to figure this out because it's going to be a lot harder. So you get used to doing all these things because your sleep quality is so much better. And then when you're in an environment where it's like not as optimal, it definitely becomes challenging. But yeah, these things make such a big difference, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, and my next tip, I touched on it earlier, but it's not to force sleep. I think one of the biggest mistakes people will make is this is the time I should go to bed, so I'm just going to go to bed and sleep. Like, you actually need to be sleepy to sleep. And I think getting in bed and going to sleep should be really two different things, because it's easy to get in bed and lay there for forever. So what I like to do is I'll go to bed and I'll just read my book till I'm like, I can't open my eyes a few times, put my book down, and I'll crash every single time. It's hard when your mind's spinning and you got stuff going on, but I recommend in this case reading, doing a meditation, doing something like that, and getting in the atmosphere where you should be ready to go to bed, and actually challenge yourself there. And if you try to go to bed and you're not able to go to bed within 15-30 minutes, I highly recommend like getting up, doing something calm and restful until you start yawning, until your eyes start shutting, till you actually feel like you can fall asleep, because laying there restlessly, you're going to overthink it. It's going to make it worse. So this is a big one for me, is not to force sleep, but to kind of let it happen. And by doing all the above tips, it'll happen very naturally. If you go against those tips, it'll be a lot harder, and those will be the nights where you have more of a challenge.
Yeah, but really the most important thing above all is just being consistent and working at it. Like, even for those of you who have a great sleep routine, like keep trying different things, keep, just adding in different tips here. And I guarantee you'll just become the person who just has all day energy because you've started focusing on this. No matter what situation, no matter how intense work is, like this is the thing that for the most part you can absolutely control. And it's so overlooked, where a lot of people just don't think about it. They don't really want to face the reality of how poor their sleep quality is. And I can promise you, your energy levels will be better. Your workouts will be better. It'll be easier to lose fat. You'll start to make better eating decisions because you're optimizing your sleep. And it is something that is so overlooked. And I really hope you take all these tips into consideration. Anything else, Josh?
Yeah, that's our total sleep guide there. Once again, like do these things. Don't gloss over the one or two that are uncomfortable to you. Chances are those are the things that are holding you back from a great sleep. And it's not to say you'll be perfect at all these things every day. Every single day I'm working intentionally at these things to get better and better. And it's like the gym, it's just something you can improve on more and more and actually see the results of being well rested. And once again, being well rested is the ultimate performance enhancer. It's going to give you every edge. So take these tips to heart, re-listen to this episode, and if you know someone who's struggling with sleep, send this episode to them. If you just want to get great information out to everyone, share this your Instagram story, your Facebook, your MySpace, whatever it is. We would love the support there, and we would love to help other people improve. And we really want to lock into topic-focused episodes on these Thursdays that are really detailed and rich, that can be complete resources and guides for you to level up your life. So be on the lookout for those in the future. If you're not subscribed to our podcast, make sure you are. Head over to our Instagram, enter that giveaway, get a free pair of AirPods. @ColossusFit is our Instagram. Follow us there. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.